Good morning, everybody. Nicholas Snow here with Paul Jacek.
Hello, hello. Welcome to the 39th annual Long Beach Pride.
And the women's motorcycle contingent is coming behind us right now. This is the very beginning of the parade. And then there's going to be a bit of a wait while the next contingent shows up. So we'll step out of the way and we'll let you enjoy the contingent, and that we have language
Indeed.
about them.
You may have remembered them as Dykes on Bikes, the name they'll always be known by, but in 2017, founder Marna Deach changed the name to the Motorcycle Contingency for Pride. And though, since they were all fighting for equality, they needed to present equally. They're basically committed to not aligning themselves with any one ideology, but for everyone equally.
And they're always hugely popular. And as you can see, they know how to cheer up the crowd. So I want to thank you for tuning in to PromoHomo.TV. And I want to invite you to share the broadcast. I want to invite you to share the broadcast to your friends, your families, your Facebook groups. This will be rebroadcast on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter and LinkedIn, and embedded at PromoHomo.TV. I'm coming to you on July 10th, 2022, and it's very exciting. I broadcast the Los Angeles Pride Parade in its entirety, the WeHo Pride Parade in its entirety, and I'm the official broadcaster of the Palm Springs Pride Parade, and I do hope to broadcast San Diego next week as well. I have everything planned to do it. And so what's happening, step on the camera, Paul. So what's happening is they're just waiting for the whole parade to catch up.
They have a rider down.
Oh, they have a rider down?
Yes.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
So
they're
we don't know what's happening, but evidently there may be a rider down. You know
yes,
that
indeed.
for sure?
I saw it happen.
Oh. All right, so we have a rider down.
Yes.
While we're waiting to find out what's happening there, we're sending our concern to them. Why don't you give us a little bit of information about the supporters of this event and how it? Didn't you have some?
I do.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, Long Beach Pride started 39 years ago, so in 1983, and it was a very small. I remember. I lived in Long Beach at the time. It was a very much smaller parade. I was saying to Nicholas a little bit earlier, I'm kind of like stepping into a dream I had almost 40 years ago. Pride was certainly a popular idea on the East Coast because of the Stonewall riots and the Christopher Street contingency. So it took a while to come west. So in Long Beach Pride was, as I said, a much smaller one. So to stand here in 2022 with the enormous output. Now, this parade is quite a long parade. Here in Long Beach, it's probably, I would think, at least 15, 18 blocks long, much longer than that. And we have over 100 entrants, and we'll see some marching bands. We certainly are seeing the Motorcycle Contingency for Pride, and a lot of local businesses, and some council members, and of course, the mayor of Long Beach, who is the first Latino mayor of Long Beach and the first openly gay mayor. He's also going to be on a float with his husband, Matt.
And with that, I have some exciting video queued in the studio to tell you how PromoHomo.TV is broadcasting Pride in 2022.
I have found a place out of time and space, far from city life, up on greener high, and nothing's holding me down now.
So the show Outinerary celebrates out of this world experiences while being out in this world. And we're back. Let's step into the
Indeed.
shot, Paul. So the emergency vehicles, I think, are on the way.
Yes, indeed.
So you saw someone go over their handlebars.
Over the handlebars. I noticed because you can see sort of the sight line, and the person was up over the top of the sight line. I thought, oh dear. And I saw the reaction from the people around them. So and the police were there to help. Thank goodness.
Okay, so the safety of participants is at the utmost concern, especially when you have the potential of demonstrations of hate. We had the horrible shooting at the Pride event in Oslo, Norway, and other just insane things that are going on. I don't intimately know what the security is here, but I do know that in Palm Springs, there's all different layers of security, both seen and unseen. And of course, when you're organizing a Pride event, individual safety, the safety of all the participants is paramount.
Indeed. Long Beach Pride has always been very aware of safety. And we have such a nice rapport with the Long Beach Police Department. In fact, yesterday while we were at the festival, we got to stop by the Long Beach Police Department. They're very open and very accepting of the LGBTQ.
There were many police departments recruiting. Oh,
indeed.
All right. That's good news.
That is good news. Oh, good.
So this is my co-host, Paul Jacek, pauljacek.com.
You can find me also at patreon.com, Paul Jacek.
Yeah, he has a Patreon account where you can subscribe to his services as a tarot reader and as a what do you call it? Intuitive?
Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
My website, pauljacek.com. I also am a actor, singer, dancer, former flight attendant, stand-up comic, tarot reader. As you do in entertainment.
Those hyphenates. And by the way, Facebook has enabled you to send stars to this broadcast.
Please do.
You can buy them on Facebook. When you send me a star, I get a penny for each star.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
I accumulate some money. And so
toss stars. So Nicholas buys me a cup of coffee.
I think I made $13 during the broadcast of the West Hollywood Pride Parade. So I encourage
toss
you
those
to send
stars out there. You bet.
And so, Paul.
Yes, indeed.
You mentioned, well, first of all, tell me about your history with Long Beach and Long Beach Pride.
Well, I grew up in rural Colorado, in Longmont, Colorado, and I came to California when I was 18 years old. And the place I landed was Long Beach. Now, the Long Beach of 1976 is a much different place than it was here in the Long Beach of 2022. Long Beach was going through a renaissance. This is a Navy town. The Long Beach Naval Station was on Terminal Island, and there was still a heavy naval presence here in Long Beach. In fact, Ocean Boulevard at one time, when I came in 76, it was needing a little urban renewal. There were a lot of...
That's where we are, on Ocean Boulevard.
On Ocean Boulevard. There were a lot of large theaters that had fallen into disrepair and some sadness going on. The Fleet Locker Club, things like that. And as they began the urban renewal here in Long Beach, starting in 1980, then they built the Promenade, which goes down to Shoreline Village. And I attended Long Beach City College here and Cal State Long Beach. As an actor, I performed in both of them. Long Beach Community Playhouse was one of my first places to really work my talent as an actor. As I said, however, in the late 70s, we were just beginning to develop the idea of community. There were several gay bars along Broadway here. And, our need for community was very strong. We used to have baseball teams. Each of the bars would have a baseball team, and they would play on the weekends.
Good news happening behind us, folks.
Yes,
if
indeed.
If you were worried at home, there's cause for celebration.
Yes, indeed. So I remember the Que Sera Sera was the women's bar in town, and on any given Sunday, the Mine Shaft, which was the men's bar, would play Que Sera Sera. Oh, it's joyous good news. You can hear the contingency getting excited. They're probably going to step off here in just a minute, and we will continue with the 39th annual Long Beach Pride Parade.
With Paul Jacek. So we're going to show you the whole parade. And I'm going to feature your comments throughout. So if you're commenting, I'll put them on screen. If appropriate, tell me where you're watching from.
Exactly.
And
toss those stars in.
And for people that have tuned in late, would you tell them as we step behind the camera about this contingent? Well, you know what? Here they come, about the contingent.
This is the Motorcycle Contingency for Pride, formerly known as Dykes on Bikes. But they changed that in 2017. Give them a look. My goodness.
So, Paul, tell them what they're seeing down there. Tell me what's happening down there.
You will see, if you can see with the camera, they are beginning to turn. That is the disassembling area. This is toward the end of the Pride Parade, and that's where they'll begin to disassemble and move on.
Okay. And who do we have coming up next in the parade, Paul?
Right behind them and coming down the street here is the Gay Veterans Color Guard. Presenting the colors is the military group of different military veterans led by William Murdoch. As they come into the shot here, we'll see the various different flags. And included in those flags, and it gives me a little lump to see the Marine flag, the Naval flag, and the Pride flag, all flying together here at Long Beach Pride. It's quite an emotional moment. I'm finding myself standing here. As I said, I came to Long Beach in 1976. If Nicholas will pan over, do you see this small house right there? It's one of the few houses still left here on Ocean Boulevard. There's a little porch there.
Right there in the center shot.
In 1977, I was walking down Ocean Boulevard here, and some bullies, some nasty people, chased me, and I found refuge on that porch and hid from them there. To see that porch now carrying a Pride flag is pretty emotional. We've come quite a long way. You know, we have quite a long ways to go, but I've been very proud to be part of an openly gay and out since 1976 when I came to California and Long Beach. So Long Beach is my second home. I do consider Colorado my home state. Here they come. Here comes the gorgeous color guard.
I want to give a shout out to Arthur Munoz, who's watching. Hey, Arthur, this will be on YouTube, but it's only live on Facebook, and it will be rebroadcast in its entirety on YouTube. And my good friend Carolyn Caldwell says, "Hi, Nicholas Snow, happy Pride. Thanks for covering Long Beach Pride." Carolyn and her lovely family are longtime supporters of my work and great friends as well, and supportive of so many different causes.
Nicholas, what we're seeing right now is also the Long Beach Veterans Administration. This is for diversified healthcare systems in the county. They employ more than 2,200 full-time employees, and it's the healthcare provider of choice for more than 50,000 veterans here.
Thank you for serving. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service. What we're seeing right behind it, the WGASC, is the Winter Guard Association of Southern California. and the Southern California Pride Guard. It's a dynamic performing arts organization that fosters a community of performers, designers, and creative individuals. They are presenting more than 400 units here, scholastic and club teams throughout Southern California and Nevada. Since its inception 35 years ago, it's awarded more than $100,000 in academic awards to graduates. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary with us here at Long Beach Pride. Give it to us. There we go, boys.
Beautiful.
Yes!
They're beautiful.
All right, now we talk to 7 years in the South Africa. Let's go.
Beautifully done.
Happy Long Beach Pride.
Right behind, in this beautiful vintage automobile, is the Long Beach Pride founder, Robert Crow, and the family members of Judith Doyle and Marilyn Barlow, who are no longer with us. They're provided in the autos by Great Autos, the largest LGBTQ plus car club on the West Coast. Thank you, Robert Crow. Thank you, sir.
Honoring.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Just behind this fire truck is the Long Beach Pride fire truck. This is the third largest Pride Festival and Parade in California, and they are celebrating the LGBT community.
And it's the Long Beach Pride.
This group is under the leadership, Long Beach Pride, of the President Elsa Martinez, the Secretary Denise Newman, Treasurer Wayne Miners, and the VP Administration, LaShonda Slaughter. Happy Pride to you. Beautifully
Elsa
done.
Martinez.
Thank you, Long Beach Pride. Thank you.
And we're being kept safe here today throughout the festivities.
Actually, I'm a little choked up, ladies and gentlemen, because this contingent coming here is Mayor Robert Garcia. He has served 8 years as the mayor of Long Beach and has made history, as I said, as the youngest elected mayor, the first Latino mayor, and the first openly gay mayor of Long Beach. He is joined here by his husband, Matt. Mayor Garcia also would welcome your vote this November as he is running to be your representative for the 42nd Congressional District in the U.S. House of Representatives.
The reason that we chose this vantage point is because, as you can see, we have one of the best shots of this parade you're going to find anywhere. We're standing in the middle of Ocean Boulevard at a median where the parade has to shift from the whole Ocean Boulevard to one lane. So we have the advantage here in terms of bringing you the shots.
We're actually seeing members here also of Long Beach Planned Parenthood. It's providing high quality, affordable health care and the nation's largest provider of sex education. Yes, indeed.
There he is.
This is Ricardo Lara.
Hi, how are you? You can keep moving, I'll walk with you. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling pumped.
Is
more
our
than ever.
California
You're
Insurance
looking
Commissioner.
pumped, I must say.
Thank you. You know, it's a
He
great
is the
day.
first statewide
Today,
elected
you know,
official.
Today we
He's
celebrate.
the son of
tomorrow we
he
celebrate.
lived in Southeast
Yes, well,
LA.
you know, if I lived in your district, you would
Fighting
have my
for marriage
vote.
equality
And thank
in the
you
United
from
States
PromoHomo.TV
and Australia.
To you,
To having
thank you.
covered by health insurance and recent
Ricardo
Equal
Lara.
Insurance HIV Act. Thank you.
California Insurance
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Thank you very much. We have Dr. Suli Saro, and she is the councilman member from District 6. Thank you. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, indeed. She understands the immigrant experience because she is the first Cambodian American to serve as a council member here in Long Beach.
Leslie Barclay.
She co-authored Long Beach's new inclusive language law. Now what we're seeing now is Diageo, a global leader in beverage, alcohol, and with an outstanding collection of brands, both spirits and beer. The company acknowledged the start of June with their largest Progress Pride raising event ever, with 85 sites displaying the flag at distilleries, offices, and production sites around the world. And this is Long Beach City College, my alma mater.
Just
sure, absolutely. Go right ahead. Long Beach City College is thrilled to be representing many voices, one spirit that makes up the local community college today. Led by its first openly gay superintendent, President Dr. Mike Munoz, and his allies on the Board of Trustees, including President Udic Joe Nut, Vice President Herlinda Chico, Dr. Ginny Baker, Vivian Malu, and Sunny Zia. They are joined today by faculty, staff, and students who work every day to guarantee that all are welcome and safe on the premises. Thank you so much, Long Beach City College. Happy Pride. I'm an alumnus. Yes, Long Beach City. LBCC, you go, girls, you go.
I have to say, Paul, it's so much more fun working with someone at a parade than doing it by myself.
Well, it's so much more. We've actually had quite a bit of experience working together, and I enjoy it so much.
And it's so much better for our audience because you're full of knowledge.
Look ahead, one of our first floats. This is from the Port of Long Beach. The Port of Long Beach is a premier U.S. gateway for trans-Pacific trade and is a trailblazer in innovative goods, movement, safety, environmental stewardship, and sustainability. The Port of Long Beach is the second busiest container seaport in America, and it handles trade valued annually at more than $170 billion and supports 2.6 million jobs nationwide, including nearly 600,000 here in Southern California, and over 50,000 people here in the city of Long Beach work in the port. It prides itself on its culture of excellent customer service, that in fact is true, and the strong relationships it maintains with industry, community, environmental advocates, and partner agencies. Thank you again, Port of Long Beach. Happy Pride. The Port of Long Beach.
So Rock was saying that the stars are not enabled on Facebook, but you can sign up as a patron of PromoHomo.TV, and the address is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Every little bit of support counts.
I just have to remark, we're having beautiful weather for Pride today. It's been a little overcast. We can still see some of the clouds going by one of the newest buildings here in Long Beach on Ocean Boulevard. The top half is still covered in a few clouds. This next marching unit is Raise a Child. You know, for a long time, it was an issue for people who of the LGBTQIA community to be raising children. Certainly within my lifetime, you could lose your rights as a parent if you were openly gay. But now Raise a Child is a nationwide leader in recruitment and support of LGBTQ and all prospective parents interested in building loving families through fostering and fostering to adopt and to meet the needs of thousands of children in foster care system. This is interesting. 20% of youth in foster care in Los Angeles County identify as LGBTQIA+, and both need and deserve support of loving homes. Let love define family. Go ahead and find out more about this at raiseachild.org. Oh, those sweet boys, look. 2 daddies and 2 children.
Do you have a favorite pride, Paul?
Well, my favorite, I enjoy all prides. I think it's important that we all show our equality and our community, but I do have such a soft spot for Long Beach Pride.
Pride, it's Walmart's Sam's Club.
This is interesting, Walmart. This is the 5th year that Walmart is a proud sponsor of the Long Beach Pride Festival. These are associates from across the region. Folks may not know that Walmart scored a perfect 100% in the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index, which is the benchmark tool on corporate policies and practices pertinent to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. They also recently announced a $2.7 billion investment over the next 2 years in high wages, education, and training for its associates. Well done, Walmart. Well done. Groceries, everyday essentials delivered to you, Walmart.
And during the pandemic, people really appreciated delivery services.
Boy, wasn't that
You got to thank all the frontline workers that were doing that for us. Hey.
Thank you, Walmart. Right behind this gorgeous truck is the Long Beach Jewish Beach and Albert JCC, the Jewish Community Center. Mazel tov. They've created a community center where all walks of life are welcome, from early childhood education and senior wellness.
Happy Pride.
Nicholas, coming down the street now is the Unitarian Universalist Church of Long Beach, standing on the side of love. Once again, a soft spot. I went to one of my first openly accepting church services at the Unitarian Universalist Church here in Long Beach. They are diverse in faith, ethnicity, history, and spirituality.
I just love that regardless of your faith, that members of the LGBTQ plus community have carved out their own spaces and declared their own right to worship if, when, and how they choose in the traditions of their
exactly.
Of their
the Universal Unitarian Church here.
Yes, you do you at UU.
UU, yes, has been at the forefront for 40 years for all people of all sexual orientations and gender identities. They welcome you.
Standing on the side of love. Happy Pride. And we have Romeo Escobar from KTLA. Hi, Romeo.
This is Roman Escobar.
He's the entertainment producer at KTLA, and he's the Survivor
KTLA
Season
entertainment
42 finalist.
producer. KTLA is celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2022. Roman Escobar recently placed 3rd in the 42nd season of the popular reality show Survivor.
And this is Jump.
This is Genergy. It's gay-owned and operated outdoor fitness. Look at you. Absolutely. Check out Jenny Worth. Jenny Worth is the founder. She teaches every Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. below the bluff at Ocean and Wanapero. Joined right behind it is the Pacific Unitarian Church, an inclusive liberal religious community. They encourage faith and focus on social justice. Boy, do I love that. Your glasses, sir. Little police love happening. This magnificent thing is Councilwoman Cindy Allen of District 2. This is the Morris Kite Political Grand Marshal. Councilwoman Cindy Allen. She is the mother of a lesbian daughter, which motivated her to be one of the most outspoken standing champions of the LGBTQ plus community on our city council. She passionately strives to uplift people and remove barriers that have hindered the queer community. Thank you, Councilwoman Allen.
And thank you, announcer Paul Jacek. I said thank you, announcer Paul Jacek.
Oh my goodness.
I think you should work in television, Paul.
I'm sorry?
I think you should work in television.
Oh my goodness.
Like right now.
Well, I'm proud to be part of PromoHomo.TV.
Yes, want to see a magic trick audience? Woo!
Whoa! The rainbow.
That's how I
all
keep the
inclusive.
phone from overheating and turning off. I don't care if I overheat. I just can't let the broadcast overheat. I always appreciate the police, the frontline workers.
The Long Beach Police Department, public safety through partnerships, collaborative efforts with the community, nonprofit organizations, law enforcement for the local, state, and federal levels. Thank you for keeping us safe, Long Beach Police.
How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling happy that we're back out here, and I'm feeling happy that we can celebrate Pride together as a community. So thank you.
Thank you. Happy Pride! For my viewing audience, does the picture pixelate when I move the camera?
The sign on the side of this marvelous truck
It's Long Beach Police
is
Department.
the Long Beach Police Department says join LBPD.
I love that rainbow umbrella too. Hey.
This is Virgin Orbit on a mission to open space for everybody. You know, in the area of tech, small satellites are ushering in a new era of space capabilities and are connecting us across vast distances, stimulating the global economy and expanding the limits of human knowledge. Virgin Orbit is combining proven technology with state-of-the-art manufacturing techniques to propel human curiosity to new heights. This is from District 1, Councilwoman Mary Zendejas. She is my representative here from downtown Long Beach and all the way to the Washington neighborhood. Thank you. Happy Pride. Thank you so much for your work.
How you doing?
This is
Mrs.
Ms. Long
and
Beach,
Miss.
Ms.
We have
Miss
Mrs.
Long Beach and
Mrs.
Miss
Long
Teen
Beach
Long
and Miss
Beach.
Long Beach and Miss Southern California. Thank you for being here. Have fun today.
We have
I
Miss
won't
Southern
move the
California
camera
and
to
Miss
keep the
Teen Long
shot
Beach in this
smoother
beautiful
and avoid the
drag.
choppiness. I'm going to keep the camera more stationary to avoid the choppiness. Arthur Munoz says, great commentary.
Oh, well, thank you, Arthur. How kind of you. Send stars.
Stars are not enabled for this broadcast.
Oh,
I found
no.
out. That's okay. But I have you to be the star today.
Oh, bless your heart, Nicholas. Once again, what a more beautiful day here in Long Beach on Ocean Boulevard. We can see the
Yes.
color and the pageantry coming down. This is Aztec dancers. They're the traditional Aztec dancers featuring two-spirit dancers that identify both identities, masculine and feminine energy within themselves. These traditions and these dances that we're seeing have been passed down for generations, and they have been around for hundreds of years. A nod to this beautiful contingent of the Aztec dancers. And from a performing standpoint, to dance for about 5 straight miles, amazing. Keep going, boys. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
On this gorgeous float, from District 3 is Councilwoman Susie Price. First elected to the Long Beach City Council in 2014 to represent 3rd District, she is in her 2nd term of office and serves on several communities, including the chair of the Port, Transportation, and Infrastructure. She is the vice chair of the Public Safety Committee and representative on the Los Cerritos Wetlands Authority. She led the construction for the 2nd and PCH Shopping Center and the revitalization of the Colorado Lagoon. She's a graduate of Cal State Long Beach with a BA in Political Science and an MA in Public Policy. She lives in my neighborhood, Alamitos Heights, with her husband Mark, 2 sons, and she loves the city of Long Beach. Thank you, Susie Price.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride.
Hey, Paul. So I gifted Paul his PromoHomo.TV shirt. I would usually have worn that shirt, but I'm now wearing a sweatshirt because my ego wanted to be in all black. I didn't want to wear my baseball shirt, which would have been much cooler. So here I am out on an 80-degree weather wearing a sweatshirt, but I'm doing it all for fashion.
Well, this has been just an amazing morning. I've been overcome with emotion a couple of times for the freedom and the equality that we're seeing. And you know, Nicholas, I'll give a shout out to you, being one of the forerunners in technology and a public appearance with Tinseltown's Queer years ago.
My public access show in the 90s. Thank you. You know, here's some people you would love to announce.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen,
As
I
a
am
former
a proud
flight
former
attendant.
flight attendant myself. I was an in-flight supervisor for Frontier Airlines. And much like people who serve in any public capacity, people who fly generally nod to each other. And this nod comes to us from American Airlines and their Pride contingent. American Airlines celebrates diversity with more than 100,000 team members in 65 countries. Their goal is to provide an inclusive environment for all. The people marching today are the LAX Pride employees, business resource group. For 20 years, the Human Rights Campaign has given American a perfect rating in Corporate Equality the Corporate Equality Index, a nationally recognized benchmark that evaluates top workplaces in the U.S. and inclusion of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender employees, customers, and suppliers. Once again, thank you, American. In this beautiful vintage Thunderbird, we have Ms. Southern California carrying also the flag for transgender equality and pride. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Now, I have to tell you, one of my favorite places on the planet, some of the best food when I need a good snack, and I've performed there several times myself as a stand-up comic. Ladies and gentlemen, this double-decker bus brings us Hamburger Mary's. It's a full-service restaurant and bar in the heart of Long Beach. You must stop by. Their drag brunch is legendary.
Happy Pride, guys. Some Hamburger
Happy
Mary's.
Pride, guys, at Long Beach. Long Beach Hamburger Mary's. I could have a blue cheeseburger. Sure, I could.
I want a buddy pass from the American Airlines folks. You have the cheeseburger from Hamburger Mary's. I'll take the buddy pass from
Good
American
for you.
Airlines.
Did you get one?
No, I didn't. But that would have been nice.
Wouldn't that have been lovely?
That would have been nice perks.
I love seeing
Yes.
Ocean Boulevard, both sides ringed with
So while
with
we're killing some
all
time
of
here,
these marvelous people that are celebrating equality and pride here in Long Beach.
I get sort of sad at these events because I remember people all over the world that live in communities with hate and contempt for them, and countries that might even kill them,
Indeed.
that will kill them if they were even suspected of being LGBTQ, let alone actually LGBTQ. None of us are free until all of us are free. The
That's
famous
correct.
quote that you all know.
And I couldn't agree with you more, Nicholas, but in my own personal experience standing here with you, one of my dear besties, but also in a city that I came of age in, to see this response, it is so heartwarming. So yes, there's much to be done, but we've come quite a long way.
Oh, there's much joy, but there's
It is tinged.
bittersweetness.
You bet.
Yeah. So I have to keep the umbrella over the phone so it
Okay.
doesn't overheat.
We'll wander back here.
I love the balloons on this float that's coming up.
Isn't this, well, you know what this represents, and it'll be exciting as they go past us. Founded in 1963, Long Beach Transit has been a staple in this community for nearly 60 years. They are governed by a 7-member board of directors appointed by the mayor of Long Beach and confirmed by the Long Beach City Council. Long Beach Transit is dedicated to connecting communities and moving people and making everyday life a little better. When I was a Queen Mary tour guide, back in 1980 to 84, I took Long Beach Transit out to the Queen Mary.
By the way, Lydia Flores says that they should bring Paul back. No, they should bring Hamburger. Lydia says they should bring Hamburger Mary's back to Palm Springs.
Oh, indeed,
Yes.
I agree with him. Thank you, Long Beach Transit. Happy supporter of Long Beach Transit. Thank you for your support. Thank you. Thank you. It does. It takes a whole village, kids. Next we have CRCL. Oh, look at her. Phenomenal.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
And she's marching the parade route in heels. Atta girl.
Long Beach Pride, we roll together. The circle.
CRCL, we roll together. These are sister dispensaries here in Long Beach. Their superstore is located in the traffic circle. And there's a smaller store located just off the 710 freeway. They love being part of this community. Very sweet little family that just went by us. They had a hand-lettered sign that said, "We love our two grandpies." So it's two gay grandfathers and their grandchildren here at Long Beach Pride.
You know, I always would cry when the PFLAG contingents would come
Yes.
by. Parents, friends, and families of lesbians and gays is what it used to be called. And it's an amazing organization. But and another organization, they probably will be here today, is Free Mom Hugs. And I think that the free mom, the moms giving out free mom hugs are just so...
That always makes me cry.
Yeah.
For many of my own friends that I knew here in the early 80s, they had been disowned by their parents.
Right, exactly.
And these women are going, now I'm your mom. Let me give you a hug. And as
Right.
my grandmother would say to me, a mother's prayers are heard first.
Aw. Thank you for watching wherever you are.
Standing in such a historic spot here, one of the main thoroughfares here in Long Beach is Alamitos Boulevard. It runs from Ocean Boulevard inland. It's sort of the north and south corridor. As it comes to Ocean Boulevard, it turns into Shoreline Drive that takes you down where the festival is being held at Shoreline Village and Shoreline Park. So if you are watching and you are nearby, make sure you come and stop down at Shoreline Village. It's got many wonderful eateries, and it's a beautiful place to spend an afternoon. It also gives you an amazing view of that historic liner and one of my dear friends, the RMS Queen Mary, that came to retire here in Long Beach in 1967. In the morning, because I do live here a little further east on Ocean Boulevard, I take my coffee out and I watch her and I think, look, two old queens have retired in Long Beach.
Paul, are you sure you're not the grandmother of Long Beach?
I could be.
Oh, I love that breeze, Paul.
Doesn't that breeze feel good? This, lots of fun coming. I can hardly wait for it to get here, is another one of our council members here in Long Beach. This is Council Member Rex Richardson from District 9. He is known for advocating our most vulnerable communities and taking innovative approaches to address local government challenges. He also serves as the Vice Mayor for the City of Long Beach.
He also has an excellent graphic design team. Look at how beautiful that banner is.
Exactly. In fact, I want you to get a glance at it. He's expanding shelter capacity here to address our homelessness issue, creating PATH, the Young Adult Diversion Program, and leading Long Beach in inclusive economic recovery strategy. Vice Mayor Richardson has also secured major investments in public infrastructure and open space, including the Environmental Education Center at DeForest Park, Michelle Obama Neighborhood Library along Atlantic Avenue. We're going to see Vice Mayor Rex Richardson, his wife, Dr. Nina Richardson, two daughters, Alina and Mila, and the residents of the Collins neighborhood here in North Long Beach. Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Yes, sir. Along with the Long Beach City employees of the International Association of Machinists, Local 1930, right behind. Very exciting is the Stonewall Democratic Club with t-shirts announcing "We will not go back." Founded in 1975, the Stonewall Democratic Club is at once the oldest LGBTQ non-political advocacy organization in the United States. It represents gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender individuals and the progressive feminist values of the Democratic Party. And Nicholas will join me on this, don't forget to go out and vote. You can't complain if you don't vote. Dr. Joni Ricks Odie, and she is also part of the Long Beach City Council.
Hey, Paul, Mr. Singh is watching us from India right now.
Oh, Mr. Singh, hello, welcome.
Kaylee Caruso.
And Kaylee Caruso, thank you. Happy Pride. Thanks. Progressive leadership, yes.
Bands off our
Bands
bodies.
off our bodies.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. We will
Bands
not
off
go
our
back.
bodies. Hands off our bodies.
Yes, indeed. Coming right toward us, Nicholas, is the former Long Beach police chief. And notice the motorcycle cops went out to wave. He recently completed his service to the city of Long Beach as the chief of police, capping a 36-year career with the Long Beach Police Department. His
Chief
neighborhood
Robert.
when he was growing up in the unincorporated East Los Angeles was patrolled by Long Beach Sheriff's Department.
And
He is a graduate of the FBI National Executive Institute, and he lives here in Long Beach with his wife and 2 children.
and he's running. Chief Robert Luna is running for Los Angeles County Sheriff right now.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for your service, Chief Luna.
Let me know if you see anyone in this next contingent that you want to chase.
Well, you know, once again, it was a dream for us back in the 80s as Pride started that we would get any kind of corporate sponsorship. And now, look, my own bank, Chase, we stand proud.
My
This
bank
is JP.
too.
Yeah, Nicholas's too. JP Morgan Chase and Company, the Pride Business Resource Group. Their mission is to be a bank for all, easiest to do business with, be trusted in their communities. Their group is led today by the Divisional Director, Dr. Betty Uribe, and Los Angeles Regional Director, Andy Carney. Thank you. With their big inflatable symbol behind
Yeah,
them.
for the size queens.
Oh my goodness. That's a big balance.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, wouldn't you like to have a balance that big? If you're watching live, I'd love it if you would share this to your other Facebook friends.
All
and
these people are
family
here
and
at Pride.
feeds
Who's
and
manning the
groups.
ATMs? Kidding. You know, I actually had a friend of mine when all of that started, electronic banking.
You have a very big logo.
When they started ATMs back then, it was a ready teller. A friend of mine actually thought there was somebody sitting behind every ready teller, like putting money in the machine.
Oh my goodness.
It's really funny.
Well, you know, that makes sense for a young person to think that. Happy Pride!
Thank you. Thanks so much. Oh, goodness.
Happy Pride!
Happy Pride. Thank you, Chase.
Happy Pride! Lesbian, gay,
Beautiful
bisexual,
super sport.
transgender, and ally resource group.
I know when I was a little kid, I would wave at fire trucks. I used to get very excited about seeing these. And now, thank goodness, we have such a great fire department here in Long Beach. You know, it was established in 1897, and it was made up of volunteer firemen. And now the men and women of the Long Beach Fire Department are dedicated to their mission of protecting lives and property here in the international city of Long Beach.
We have people watching from the balconies. People
Yes,
watching the
yeah,
parade.
well, indeed. What a perfect vantage point for them. Thank goodness for the firemen.
So, how much lower price do you think that the apartments are that don't face the beach? What would be the price differential for a real estate facing the ocean versus facing the street?
Well, I would imagine it's quite a difference. I love the unicorn on top. think it's actually a sheep, not a unicorn. This is, coming up to us now, the city prosecutor, Doug Halbert. Thank you for supporting Pride. Thank you. Behind him, Congressman Alan Lowenthal from the 47th District in this beautiful vintage car. And Bixby Knowles Car Wash, which I actually go to too. Thank you, Congressman Alan Lowenthal.
So, Paul, after this, everyone will go to the festival. And yesterday, Paul and I, we did an hour-and-a-half video tour of the festival that you can find on my Nicholas Snow Facebook page, the public page. And I don't think I have the energy to go there today, but this is the day that most people will go.
Yes, indeed.
And they have major musical headliners such as Iggy Azalea. She's topping off the entertainment lineup for tonight. But you can find out everything about Long Beach Pride at longbeachpride.com. And, you know, PromoHomo.TV is broadcasting Pride throughout 2022. And right now on the homepage of PromoHomo.TV, you can find the complete West Hollywood Pride Parade and the complete LA Pride Parade that just happened last month. And you can find like the last 4 or 5 years of Palm Springs Pride Parades at PromoHomo.TV. And you can find Paul because he's there with me.
It's
on
true.
PromoHomo.TV.
In fact, Nicholas and I we work really well together, and we're also really good friends. We got to attend the opening night of Moulin Rouge at the Pantages in Hollywood.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. It runs at the Pantages Theater through early September.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, the Moulin Rouge. By the way, if you saw the movie Moulin Rouge, the Broadway musical uses completely different modern pop music.
Oh, it's amazing.
And some of the
color.
standards that you came to love in Moulin Rouge, the movie. So we got to tell you all the news about PFLAG right now.
Indeed. Look, Nicholas, it always brings a little lump in my throat. PFLAG. PFLAG Long Beach is a national nonprofit organization working to make sure that all LGBTQ people are not only valued by society, but take pride in and value themselves. PFLAG was founded in 1973 with the simple act of a mother publicly supporting her gay son, and they now have over 400 chapters nationwide. The folks here are representing Long Beach, South Orange County, Newport Beach, Orange County, and San Gabriel. Thank you so much, PFLAG. Free mom hugs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting. Love does win. Oh, I love his sound. Proud Asian dad of a gay kid. Straight Christian mom supporting gays. I love my PFLAG parents, absolutely.
Living my life, honestly, authentically,
I
always.
love my trans queer children. Oh, it makes me cry. PFLAG, looking for a husband for our son. 1-800-CHAD's dad. Attaboy. Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for your support. It is all about love. Happy Pride. This vintage Rolls Royce is coming at us. How elegant. Decked out with rainbow flags. From PFLAG, equality starts with me. Beautiful. This next contingent, Nicholas, with the gorgeous flags, not only pride flags, but also transgender flags. This is the PFLAG of Manhattan Beach and the South Bay. And it was first created to show the local trans kids and their experiences not only valid, but they are loved and supported for who they are. This chapter specifically fights LGBTQIA youth rights, advocates for equitable education, and provides family support. Thank you so much, you guys.
Love them. Paul, I think it's fascinating that you know so much about everyone in this parade.
This is my hometown.
Okay. No, I'm making a joke as if you're not holding a script in your hand.
Oh, all right, all right.
No.
Wow.
That was a joke, but you know, you do. My compliment, it was serious, but my joke fell flat because you've been saying all this stuff, and the audience doesn't see the iPad. But you're able to add in all sorts of new and different perspective from the decades as well, and that's a beautiful thing.
Well, thank you. People zooming about with a version of the American flag, but instead of the red and white stripes, they are the rainbow stripes. It's interesting. Nicholas was talking about the people that are enjoying the parade from their balconies. But if you look at the very top of our very iconic Villa Riviera, which was built in a hotel in the late 20s, early 30s, at the very top in the penthouse, they are flying a rainbow flag from the penthouse of the Villa Riviera. How exciting.
That's where the parade ends and turns.
We're now looking at the South Bay LGBTQ Center. It's located in Torrance, California. Their mission is to create spaces where all LGBTQIA plus people can thrive through cultural awareness, community building, community service, and learning opportunities. They hope to foster greater inclusion as well as understanding and all of the intersecting communities here in the South Bay. This is PetSmart. They have over 1,500 stores in the United States and Canada and Puerto Rico. They have food and supplies and accessories. Most locations also offer grooming. Get the best in pet supplies online or in the store at PetSmart.
One of the contingent members says, tell everyone we say hi to their dogs.
Oh, how sweet. A big presence here in Long Beach. The Boeing Company. Boeing aircraft. I flew Boeing aircraft when I flew for Frontier Airlines, the 737 Basic Series and the 300 Series. Boeing Employees Pride Alliance and Resource Group with the Boeing Company, the world's largest aerospace company. Our parade unit today is comprised of 50 of the LGBTQIA individuals. Thank you, guys. And allies from BPA, who are which is the Boeing Employee Pride Alliance, who are excited to explain the company's commitment to diversity and inclusion. I had a teeny little story when I was flying for Frontier Airlines. We had departed Denver going to Seattle, and an elderly lady came out of the lab and said, "Can I ask you a question?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Is this a 737? And I thought, oh, how sweet. She read the emergency card. I said, "Yes, it's the Basic Series." She said, "Oh, I like F-15 fighters." I said, "You do?" She said, "Yes, I'm going to Seattle to play in one of the trainers at Boeing in Seattle." I said, "What?" She was one of the WASPs. WASPs were the women that were flying and testing here off Doherty Field, which is the Long Beach airport, aircraft for World War II. After the war, sadly, they had their licenses removed, but I got to meet one of the WASPs on the way to Seattle.
Wow, that's amazing. I bet you met lots of fascinating people when you were flying.
You know, in my few decades here on the planet, I've met a lot of fascinating people. I wished I'd gotten her name because those women, much like we see Rosie the Riveter, which worked at Boeing plants as well, these women were taught to fly the B-52 bombers. And this part is not nice. They didn't want to use men because men could go fight the war. So they trained these women to fly these huge aircraft. So if they lost one, it wouldn't be quote unquote a loss. They never lost a wasp.
Oh,
In fact, after the war, those ladies had their flying licenses pulled. That has changed, thank goodness,
oh my goodness.
due to the equality and human rights that we all are working with today.
That's a very interesting story, Paul, and a sad one.
In fact, right behind them, I'm kind of excited about this. The airport here in Long Beach, where Los Angeles International Airport was built in the late 50s, early 60s. Long Beach Airport was a staple because it was right next to McDonnell Douglas. The McDonnell Douglas plant built the Douglas aircraft and is now the Boeing Aircraft Company. And it was called Doherty Field after the man that I believe actually owned the property in that part of Long Beach. So as flying became popular in the 20s, Long Beach Airport has built into quite a wonderful airport to fly up. We are seeing this contingent comes to us from the Long Beach Airport. They have served the city of Long Beach and the surrounding communities for over 100 years. With 4 great airlines and 16 nonstop destinations to choose from. It is the premier airport in Southern California. Come on down and fly Long Beach Airport.
That gentleman just went by with a sign that said Captain Native America. Love that. This whole crowd knows the song that's playing.
Isn't that fun?
They said, everybody clap your hands, and everyone is.
I love seeing the children. Beautiful dogs. Oh my goodness.
And who do we have here?
This is still the Long Beach Airport. You can see the control
it's still
tower.
the Long Beach Airport.
Yes, indeed. You can see the main terminal building there and the control tower for Long Beach Airport.
Take it back there, yo. One up this time. One up this time. Reverse.
I love this.
Reverse.
And
Slide to the left.
there's the control
Slide
power.
to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Cha-cha now, yo. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha now, yo. Cha-cha again.
Northrop Grumman, another leader in aerospace, solves the toughest problems in space, aeronautics, and defense, and cyberspace to meet the ever-evolving needs of their customers. Their 90,000 employees are defining possible, using science, technology, and engineering to create and deliver advanced systems, products, and services. Thank you, Northrop Grumman.
If you're in the viewing audience,
They included a lot of nice
tell me
music.
what you like the most so far about the parade and where you're watching from. We already know we have Mr. Singh from India. We have Rock from Fargo, North Dakota, and Lydia Flores is tuned in from Palm Springs, to name a few.
This is a special honor. This is Supervisor Janice Hahn, District 4. I am a proud supporter of Janice Hahn and her career, as she's been a staunch advocate for us here in the LGBTQ. She's been calling for the end of the FDA's discrimination against gay men in blood donations. She knows how important Pride events are. With her support and assistance, the communities of Downey, Whittier, Southeast LA, and Long Beach.
And I think she
Have
comes
held-
from the political Hahn family.
She does. I believe Kenneth Hahn. She's, I think, their daughter.
Happy Pride! Y'all look fabulous.
Yes, indeed. More
Happy
still
Pride.
from
Aw.
Northrop Grumman. Yes, indeed.
Aw.
Sweetness. Little dog in her
Little puppy in the
backpack.
backpack.
So, Nicholas, of all of the prides that you have been covering, tell me your feelings about what you're feeling today here at Long Beach Pride.
Well, you know, it's a different experience to be covering the Pride Parade. And so as a producer, I'm thinking of 17 things at once.
Sure.
So it's a different experience for me rather than just being a spectator and sitting back and relaxing. But I'm incredibly moved always, and I'm surprised actually, even though it's happened so many times, how I can just burst into tears out of joy or sadness, or
Yes.
because these parades were forged out of tragedy.
Yes, indeed.
And out of necessity, and the necessity remains.
Well, and I think we're being called more than ever before. We've had, as we've been talking about, such momentum in equality, but there seems to be some dark clouds ahead. So we're going to have to mobilize. It is very gratifying for me to see this response for my 4 decades of working in activism.
Well, you and I herald from the early 80s, and we lost so many people
Yes, indeed.
to the AIDS epidemic. And one of the things that does stand out for me today is the stark contrast of the Pride parades then and now.
Exactly.
Because they were more politically oriented out of necessity. And of course, we didn't have the mainstream participation. We rarely had more than a handful of elected officials. And I just remember sort of the anger and sadness of act up contingents
Yes.
in parades. But now, decades later, we have a very different world because of the fight that has gone on before us, and many changes and causes to celebrate. And it's fantastic that we have all this inclusivity and corporate sponsorship, and and that the political organizations are still here doing the work, and some of the same people are still here doing the work decades later.
Well, I think that's what is so exciting. I remember one of the first Pride parades that I participated in West Hollywood. There was an entire 1 block long of people who were quote unquote anti-gay. And I don't see that here. They may be existing, but the overwhelming majority here, we never saw that many families attending in the early 80s. And lots of families. I loved the sign, we saw it earlier, of "We love our 2 gay grampies." It was a sweet family that had a hand-lettered sign, and the gay grandfather said brought their gay children. And so it has changed, but there is much work to be done, especially, politically. We're seeing a change, and we must, this is how this got here. We must be aware, especially, my message has always been vote. You don't get to complain if you don't vote.
That's so important. And of course, with Roe v. Wade being overturned and some of the writings of some of the members of the Supreme Court, that so many other rights are potentially on the chopping block, such as the freedom to marry and sexual privacy. They could make sodomy illegal again in the United States.
They could, as a matter of fact.
I remember a T-shirt that said that sodomy. So do my brother, so do my sister, so do my aunt, so do my uncle, so do my cousins.
Right.
Sodomy wasn't like that sort of rare thing.
Well, I used to have a button that said "My lifestyle is still illegal in 13 states."
Okay, then.
But that was in the late 80s.
Well, in the Palm Springs Pride Parade this year, we carried a flag for every country in which it's illegal to be who you are.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, let us return to a leadership with social justice, especially here in the United States.
Yes.
And we give a shout out to all who are watching around the world.
And they are watching around. Hi, India.
Hello, India.
Yes. I see We Are the Magic. It makes me want to think of Disney. So Disney had the Disney Studios had a wonderful contingent in the LA Pride Parade. I don't know who that is. I can't see from
the
this.
Disney company. I see the ears.
Oh, okay then. See, I was right.
We are the magic. This is the LGBTQIA and allied employees of the Walt Disney Company, and they stand with the community. I can't tell you once again, I've been sharing a lot of my personal history. I was removed from the Tomorrowland Terrace in 1977 by security for dancing with a boy in Disneyland. And now look, the LGBTQIA and allied employees of the Walt Disney Company stand with this community. Thank you For the magic, absolutely. Happy Pride. Welcome, welcome. Yes, indeed.
And look at the Disney and rainbow letters.
Yes, Disney and
Disney
rainbow
and rainbow
balloon
letters.
letters in their font. Very nice. Well done. Quite a contingent. I'm so proud to see all of you. The Disney Company showing their pride today here at Long Beach's 39th annual parade for Pride. Yes, indeed. Welcome. This is Mark E. King Jr. and Natalie Guzman, who are the Disneyland Resort ambassadors. Yes! Yes, indeed. Disney showing its pride for us today.
This is like a huge contingent.
It's
This
a
is the
huge
largest
contingent. Thank
Happy
you
Pride.
so much. Thank
Happy
you.
Pride.
ABC7.
You're the largest contingent so far.
Indeed.
Happy
PromoHomo.TV acknowledges ABC7.
Happy Pride.
Oh, it's
By
glorious
far
to
the
see.
largest contingent so far.
They have, and I'm so proud to see them. Showing up for us. Thank you. Thanks. Oh my God. Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. I just got.
You got a Disney sticker.
In fact,
Happy
after my
Pride,
story,
love
I
that.
have to show you all. I was given a rainbow Mickey. I'm a little verklempt.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
And now it's Generation Blue, activating voters. Thank you for your work, Generation Blue.
Generation Blue's Political Fund is an organization that strives to activate and motivate voters to elevate and support candidates who are forward-thinking, progressive, and fair.
And now we have Thrive from Kaiser Permanente. Give love, take pride.
Hello, Kaiser Permanente. Serving 12.6 million members, it's one of the largest not-for-profit health plans. They've been proud to serve Long Beach since 1954 in Long Beach and Signal Hill.
And it's time for Vans Pride. Look at the giant shoe.
Exactly. Founded in 1966, Paul Van Doren, Jim Van Doren, along with Gordon Lee. Their first store was located in Anaheim. For the past 56 years, Vans has been a staple in footwear. They are represented here today by the Vans Pride Employee Resource Group.
The parade is picking up.
Well, there's an ebb and flow to these sort of things.
What number contingent are we on? Are they numbered?
Not really.
Okay.
But we're kind of at the halfway point.
I think we have over 100 contingents in today's
We do, because
parade.
this is about the 54th. This is Edward Jones Investments. We saw Chase Bank earlier. Edward Jones is a 501c3 full-service financial firm. This is their first appearance in this event, and they are the proud supporters for the Long Beach Pride Festival and Parade.
And it's the leather contingent, led by Mr. Long Beach Leather.
Long Beach
2019.
Leather. This is the Long Beach Pride Leather and Bound and Back magazine.
Fantastic.
Happy Pride. Joining them today for the leather BDSM kink fetish bear pup and pet communities. This is Mr. Leather class of 2022 we got to see. If you're looking to explore some of those deep down feelings and desires, there's a place for you. They are leather, they are proud.
And they have whips.
And they have whips.
Do you know anything about the puppies within the leather community? Do you know anything about them?
Puppy play seems to be very popular. It is a sort of a fetish option. That's about all I know.
I didn't think you would be an expert.
This is
but thank you for
Metcon. It's an inclusive fitness center there since It's located right up the street at 7th and Wanapero. Happy Pride from PromoHomo.TV. Oh, the sweet little dog in the stroller. So sweet. If you'll take a look.
Thank you guys. Thank you for supporting us.
Thank
Next time
you.
Long Beach, come squat with us.
Take a look, Nicholas. It's the Golden Girls.
Oh my gosh.
Dorothy, Sophia, Blanche, and Rose.
That's outrageous.
How are you? Come on
We
over.
don't have time. We just wanted a close-up.
We just wanted
Thank
a
you.
close-up. Thank you. There you are. This is the Bank of America, world's leading financial institution. They're cultivating diverse and inclusive workplaces. This is the contingent from Bank of America.
Paul, it's like we're in the parade here.
Kinda.
I think this is probably the best camera angle for the viewers.
I think so too. I think you made a really wise choice. Now the sun is out. It's a bright, beautiful day here in Long Beach, but not terribly hot, which is lovely. Hello.
So Lydia is commenting that she came out in 1976 in San Jose, California, when police were still raiding gay bars.
Oh my goodness.
And Rock is in love with your commentary, education, and history.
Thank you, Rock.
And saying a lot of other nice things. I can't quite read them from here, but
Sure,
he's
certainly.
being very congratulatory.
That's very kind of you, Rock. And I love that both of us are supporters of PromoHomo.TV on
Yes.
Nicholas's Patreon page. And you too can come join us as supporters of PromoHomo.TV.
Yes, and I don't have a huge budget to pay Paul. He's volunteering for me today, so I want you to support him too. He does amazing tarot card readings. You can subscribe to his tarot services at patreon.com/Paul Jacek, Jacek, or you can just pay him for one-off readings. And if you go to PaulJacek.com, PaulJacek.com, you can find everything you want or need to know about Paul Jacek. That makes sense.
Yes,
that
well,
people
thank
would go to like PaulJacek.com
Wouldn't it?
to find out about you. Yes. And
Oh, look at this float. Woo-wee.
the thing about doing something like this, Paul, is you need a vacation after it.
Well, exactly. And thank goodness we're already here at the beach.
Exactly.
I have 2 beach chairs. We'll grab, a couple of cold drinks and sit in the beach.
Can we tell them what we did on the beach? Are you comfortable with that? What you and I just did on the beach. And you brought chairs?
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Well,
Never mind.
It was like a meditative group that that Nicholas and I went to with a fire pit. It was down in Huntington Beach. It's one of the few places on the coast you can still build a fire on the beach at Tower 5 and Tower 11 in Huntington Beach, California.
Okay. So I wouldn't have mentioned the letters involved with our group.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great privilege to introduce the Grand Marshal for the Long Beach Pride Festival. Michael Barber is the 2022 Robert Crow Parade Grand Marshal. He's a lifelong Long Beach resident. In 1996, he purchased the Falcon Bar on Broadway, which is one of our most popular bars. Yes, boys. He knew it was time to get involved in the LGBT community. He joined the board of Long Beach AIDS Walk.
Congratulations! How are you feeling?
We're doing great.
One of the
Happy
many
Pride.
conferences.
Happy Pride!
Thank you. Good to see you. A maven in real estate. He's celebrated more than 20 years and has been a neighborhood realtor to many LGBTQ. This is the Falcon. Yes, indeed. For him, it is a dream come true to become the Grand Marshal in the Long Beach Pride Festival. This is the Judith Doyle Grand Marshal winner this year, Maria Roman Taylorson. Maria.
Congratulations.
A leader in social services for the transgender community for over 20 years. A Puerto Rican Latina woman who began her journey to self-discovery at 19. She's become an outspoken voice and activist and role model to the transgender community. She has just been named the new Vice President and Chief Operations Officer for the Trans-Latin Coalition. This is the Trans-Latin Coalition that we were just talking about. Beautiful butterfly wings.
The float is beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? The Trans-Latin Coalition. We're having some shimmering. Oh, yes. Trans-Latina Pride.
Lots of love and energy coming from this. Look for hashtag Trans Latina Pride. Hashtag Trans Latina Pride in social media to find out more about that fabulous organization.
Watching this truck come down with a beautiful rainbow on the front. A great sign that says, mind your own uterus. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our great privilege to present the bitter old cat lady. Yes, indeed.
Right.
An anonymous blogger personality that is opinionated about politics, religion, sex equality, and kindness with tongue-in-cheek sarcasm. A lover of wine, cats, and dirty martinis, she's an ally to the LGBTQ community for 35 years. I love the bitter old cat lady. Ah, what a hoot. That breeze is wonderful.
Oh yes, we had a really lovely breeze come up just at this exact moment. Maybe I could do a Mary Poppins.
You could.
And fly away.
Over the Queen Mary.
Yes. So I know some of you viewers have watched my parade coverage of Long Beach, WeHo, and LA, and Palm Springs. I'd be interested in knowing your thoughts between one parade and the other. You know, is there any differences or similarities or things that you love about all of them?
Indeed, if you're watching live, please put down in the comments. Nicholas will, to the best of his ability. This is a moving kind of event. Be able to
was that that wasn't the end of the parade, was it?
No.
We just have quite a lull. So it's good that we have things to talk about. I have a great idea, Paul.
Yes.
Let's go interview some people that are standing over nearby.
Excellent.
I'll follow you right over to them. How about right over here? I'll follow you. You take charge. And just go say hello to someone.
Wow.
Hey, ladies.
Hello. PromoHomo.TV broadcasting live right here at the Pride Festival. Would you like to say hello?
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael.
What brings you to Pride today?
Pride?
Yes, indeed.
Hey!
Yes, indeed.
I love Long Beach, and this is our place. That's where we love.
we're happy Pride is back.
Indeed, I went to the first one back in 1983, so it's nice. I know I'm 1,000 years old. Yeah. Yeah, well, in gay years, I'm 287. But it is so great to see this great turnout.
And he has a great own business.
Brushstrokes and beverages.
Brushstrokes and beverages. Excellent. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, come join us at PromoHomo.TV. Indeed.
Okay.
I'll follow the camera. Thank you. Bye now.
Hey, ladies.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
Hi. We're broadcasting live here at PromoHomo.TV. What's your name?
My name is Jeanette.
Hi, Jeanette. How are you? Are you enjoying Pride?
Absolutely.
What's your name?
Valerie.
Hey, Valerie. Welcome to Pride. Do you guys live here in Long Beach? Oh, this is your wife?
We used to live in Long Beach.
This is your daughter? Hello. Welcome. Welcome to Pride. What's your name?
Rebecca.
And what's your name?
Sylvia.
Sylvia. So tell me a little bit about what it's like for 2022 Pride.
Oh, I'm not for that.
Chaotic. So I'll talk.
Very chaotic. Yeah.
I want rights back. So it's a dark time, I think, in America right now. But I'm here to celebrate Pride, and I'm so happy, and I love this community. And we're gonna fight coming through.
Nicholas and I were talking, and you can find this at PromoHomo.TV, also on YouTube, about, the early Prides. I was here for the 83 Pride a long time ago when it was much smaller. So it is a political issue. I am a big fan of, if you don't vote, you can't argue or have an opinion. So we need to mobilize one way or another. That's how we've gotten here. We've come quite a long ways in my 1,000 years on the planet. But there has been movement, and we can continue that movement. But thank you for joining us today at Long Beach Place.
Happy Pride. I love doing women, people on the street interviews.
Oh, looks like we need to get back to our spot over here as Nicholas carries the camera. Back in the day, cameras were these big, bulky things, and to do something like this was a little cumbersome. But thanks to technology, if you have an iPhone, you're a filmmaker. So, one of the wonderful things about our community is the creativity. Always has been. So there's never been a better time for artists and creative people to create what you need. We need your voice. We need your art. So make sure that you use all of this amazing energy that we're finding today at Pride to move you forward.
Very well stated. The flag, the letters on the flag says,
Love is love, kindness
we
is everything.
believe science is real, love is love, no human is illegal.
RSDsisters.com. Reflex sympathetic dystrophy. The Marilyn Barlow Grand Marshal Award goes to Shirley Raines. Long Beach local Shirley Raines is the founder of the 501c3 nonprofit Beauty to the Street. Mother of 6 cares for nearly 1,000 unhoused people every week by providing food and hygiene items along with self-care essentials like hairstyling, beauty treatments, and sincere human interaction in her makeshift sidewalk salon. Shirley uses her personal trauma as motivation to help breathe life, hope, and purpose into the unhoused communities while advocating for systematic changes to combat this housing crisis.
And
congratulations, Shirley Haynes.
And Paul and I are going to take a break, and we'll be back right after this.
I have found a place out of time and space, far from city lights, up on greater heights, and nothing's holding me down now.
Oh, it just turned off. That's all.
Oh, there it is. In theory.
And we're
who's
back.
next?
We are back.
Oh,
Yeah, we
my
have plenty
goodness.
of battery power on all devices.
Yes,
It
indeed.
just,
Battery
when you're not
power.
touching it, it does that.
When you're not touching it, it does that.
Yes,
There are so
yes,
many things that can be
exactly.
said.
Exactly. When you're not
Talk
touching
about
it.
touching. There's so many people. This is all very touching to see the
Yeah.
enormous turnout here. And the beauty of individual expression. This brick building that you see right behind us is the St. Regis. It was one of the first buildings built
One
in
on
the
the
early
right.
20s. Yes.
Yes, that's in the shot. Yep, it's in the shot.
Yeah, the St. Regis was one of the first, as you would say, own your own back in the 20s. Instead of having a home, you could have an apartment here. It had beach access. It was very novel at the time. The St. Regis.
You know, what astounds me, this is a single family residence still, right on the beach.
Yes, and I remember somebody, I do not know a great deal about it, but that they were world travelers. And when they built this house also in the 20s, they had recently been to the Orient, to the mysterious East. And so
Well-
there's a different, there's a flavor of the East.
What I think is so remarkable about it is just think about how much money they've been offered over the years for that piece of property.
Oh, certainly.
Because you could build a 10-story building on that piece
Like
of
the
property.
Lego one next door that replaced
Right.
the Pacific Coast Club, which was a beautiful building and a private club here in Long Beach next to the impressive Villa Riviera.
So, you know, I have a history with Long Beach too that I think predates yours. I came here to visit my great aunt Veffy Jones, and she lived here. Her husband died young.
Oh.
She married late. She was a school teacher. Her husband died young. He was a stockbroker.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I rode the Amtrak train overnight from Flagstaff, Arizona.
Oh, my goodness.
And I came in to visit my great aunt. And I actually came to visit her more than once. And she was a wonderful person. And when she passed away, she endowed a chair of education at USC.
Oh, my goodness. How wonderful.
Yes. And I remember coming here multiple times and having fond memories of Long Beach.
Did you ever get to go to the Pike?
Are you talking about the Pike that's here now?
No, the Pike of then.
No.
Long Beach was host before Disneyland of an amusement park right on the beach. The Long Beach Municipal Auditorium was a huge music venue, and we had the Rainbow Pier, a huge arched pier that arched out into the bay.
You know, something's telling me that I saw the Pirates of Penzance performed on a theater on the beach.
It could have
somewhere
been.
in Long Beach.
You bet. The Pike had, oh my goodness, it had a double Ferris wheel. I remember being very small. It had a very frightening haunted house that my cousin, who's 4 years older than I I think I was all of 8, made me go in, and it scared me to death with an actual, scary, mannequin to frighten you. When they tore the Pike down for the redevelopment, it had gotten very shabby. They found out that mannequin was actually a real dead body that had been in there for years. It's
Did
a true
you make
story.
that up?
No, it is. I can almost tell you the date of the Long Beach Independent Press Telegram.
Okay,
because it was on in the
Google
paper.
for more information, and we
of
have
the
more
dead body at the Pike.
and more contingents right now.
Oh, AIDS Healthcare Foundation. How I love thee. What we're seeing now is the contingent from AIDS Healthcare Foundation and Out of the Closet. AHF, as it's also known, is a global nonprofit committed to providing cutting-edge medicine and advocacy, regardless of the ability to pay. AHF currently serves over 1.5 million clients in the United States, Africa, Asia, Europe, and Latin American and Caribbean countries. They are proud to be part of the 39th annual Long Beach Pride Parade.
We have a viewer, June, who asked, "Where's LH here?" They haven't come by yet.
Oh, this is quite a long parade. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank Yes, indeed. Good to see you. Happy Pride. Yes, indeed. AHF and Out of the Closet, AIDS Healthcare Foundation.
I personally am living with HIV, and I am so grateful for all of the organizations that are there for people like me. I'm loving his outfit.
Loving
Actually,
this
I'm
outfit.
loving their outfit. I don't know their pronouns.
Yes, indeed.
So I can't assume what that individual's
Yes,
pronouns
indeed.
are.
Showing it to us.
Happy Pride.
Together in every shade.
The
Absolutely.
person in the headset.
Once again, I'm personally grateful to AHF. Thank you, guys. Happy Pride. PromoHomo.TV. Thank you personally. Thank you very much. And another contingent right behind it, close to my heart, the Atlantic Alano Club, serving the Long Beach LGBT sober community since 1984. It's a recovery club dedicated, as I said, to the LGBT community. They are proud to participate today. Happy Pride. Happy Pride. It's good to see you. Mikey. 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 PromoHomo.TV, darling. Hi. Come say a quick hello to me.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
It's good to see you.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. In fact, I got sober before they opened. I just celebrated 40 years. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for stopping me, Nicholas. I didn't see you behind me. LA Cara provides life-saving addiction counseling and behavioral care to over 5,000 underserved individuals. From 2020 to 2021, they've experienced a 15% increase in the programs they can provide. LA CADA continues to expand to meet the critical behavioral health care needs of individuals and families in the community. Thank you so much for your support. This is the Whitey Littlefield Community Bridge Building Grand Marshal, Naomi Rainey. Welcome. She's the current president of the
Congratulations. How
Long
are
Beach
you
branch
feeling
of
today?
NAACP and is the third vice president of the California Bi-State Conference of the NAACP.
Awesome.
Born in Mississippi during the tumultuous civil rights
this is
movement,
very
she's been a fighter for
awesome.
social justice and
This
women's
is
rights.
what our world and our community, our cities and our neighbors should be like. Inclusive rather than hating. Inviting and welcoming rather than exclusion. I hope that everyone in TV land here see what love is all about and what equality, justice, and inclusion for all is all about. We are the world. We rock it.
Thank you. So beautiful. And congratulations on your honor, and thank you for your service.
Under her leadership,
Naomi,
the Long
thank
Beach
you.
branch of the NAACP has won 32 Thalheimer Awards, the NAACP's top award given to branches and units for outstanding achievements. For 35 years, APLA Health, which stands for AIDS Project Los Angeles, has fought to end the HIV/AIDS epidemic. APLA Health serves more than 15,000 patients and clients annually, focusing on low-income LGBT plus community and people living with HIV. There are 16 APLA Health locations covering Los Angeles County from Lancaster to Long Beach. They also have it in their contingent, the Alliance for Housing and Healing, powered by APLA Health. Quite a marvelous contingent for APLA Health. Happy Pride. When in doubt, dance, kids. A great float for APLA Health. Right behind is the Memorial Care of Long Beach Memorial Hospital. When you choose Memorial Care of Long Beach, you get close to home and quality health care with award-winning doctors. The Long Beach Health Center has everything you need to keep your family healthy, including family medicine, internal medicine, pediatric care, urgent care, and laboratory draw stations. Thank you from Memorial. The Party for Socialism and Liberation, from Stonewall to Minneapolis, it's right to rebel. AnswerCoalition.org, unite to defend trans lives.
So, one of the things I really know, Paul, is what it's like to march in a parade with a contingent.
Yes.
And it takes every one of those people to make this parade. And every single one of those people that marches in the parade, for them, it's a transformative experience.
Exactly.
As well. For many, it's healing and emboldening and celebratory and fun. And I just really appreciated the passion of the chanting by every individual.
You bet.
That was just
And
coming by.
They've been doing that since the beginning of the parade.
Yes.
And that's a couple miles from here.
Yes, we are at the we're almost where the parade ends. So the parade actually started about 20 minutes before our broadcast.
Yes, indeed.
And then we were able to bring it to you, the viewers. This is, I think, a Falcon Leather organization coming up. Paul's going to find the details for us.
This is Cerritos College. It's a public-based community college located here in Norwalk. It was founded in 1955. It offers degrees and certificates in 87 areas of study in 9 divisions. The Falcons celebrate pride together, are represented here by members of the LGBTQ student body and employees of Cerritos College. Thank you so much. Happy Pride. Walking with a member of the Long Beach Police Department.
Hi, what's your
Happy
name?
Pride.
My name is Jamie.
Are you a contingent of one? Were you with a group? Or are you here on your own?
I'm coming with Tempo, the nightclub.
Oh, fantastic! You're leading the pack.
The what?
The pack. You're leading the group.
Yeah, with the group.
And what does today mean to you?
Today, I don't know how I'm going to say. Because I'm not speaking
Tell me in
now.
Spanish. Say it in Spanish.
Okay, hoy es un día muy valioso para la comunidad LGBT porque estamos unidos, estamos concretando, estamos demostrando que la comunidad LGBT está presente y cada día va demostrando más su asistencia.
Thank you. Gracias.
Gracias.
It's Viva Nightclub.
Tempo Hollywood, the original gay cowboy nightclub on Santa Monica Boulevard in West Hollywood. Yes. Slay. Yes. Indeed. Ooh.
What is your name?
I'm the 51st elected Empress of Long Beach, Lucinda.
Awesome crown.
Thank you, thank you.
Here we have the Mr. and Miss Gay Pride Long Beach. Gorgeous. Hello. Yes, indeed. Gorgeous crowns.
Kudos to everyone that takes the time and energy to look that fabulous.
The Emperor and Empress coalitions. This is Emperor 3, the Rocky Mountain Empire. Hello, Chuck and Clarissa Rose of Him in Drag. Isn't that wonderful?
I love the flowers on the hood of this truck.
Isn't that gorgeous? And here we have the Queer Mikado. Yes, indeed.
Elena Gonzalez for State Senate. I love the energy coming from this vote.
Senator
energy
Elena
coming
Gonzalez
from
from
this
District
vote.
33. She is in the 33rd Senate District. She is our state senator, Lena Gonzalez, supporting us here in Pride. In the next car, in this beautiful BMW, is the mayor of Signal Hill, Kara Jones. Thank you, Mayor Jones. Director Allen is the Division of 3, the Water Replenishment District of Southern California, in a beautiful vintage Corvette.
It's your friend in the Jeep.
It is. This is Mr. It's gay owned and operated, bringing the best doctors and pharmacists to make PrEP available. Whoa! Hey! Thank you, guys.
I stand with Ukraine.
PrEP should be easy and by embracing and driving change. This is Stand with Ukraine. LGBTQ Ukrainians, and they are standing with Ukraine, as we all do. We stand with the Ukraine.
And they are officially with the Army. It is the U.S. Army representing. Thank you for
Happy
your
Pride.
service.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you for your service. The U.S. Army
The
is
U.S.
standing
Army.
with Ukraine. So the broadcast continues for those of you who are wondering if this is going to be on YouTube. So it starts out here on Facebook, and then I'll be adding it to YouTube, and it will be embedded at PromoHomo.TV as well.
Just another little word about the Ukrainian contingent that we saw. It is the Lika Foundation. They're currently gaining strength and actively taking part in defending the Ukraine from the Russian invasion. If you'd like to go to their website, www.lelika, and donate, that will continue to go to the people of the Ukraine.
Is the Army listed after them in the parade?
It is not.
Well, we know that they're the Army because they're in the official Army uniform. They had an official U.S. Army vehicle.
Indeed.
So they wouldn't have been able to do that. So
They
weren't
have it
officially
listed here for us in our information as the National Guard.
Oh, the
A dual federal state military reserve force.
and members of the National Guard will serve in various branches of the military.
Yes.
And they were serving
From the Army.
The Army.
With that great American pride flag in the back. That's sensational.
Yes, but you know, it's kind of like anytime I see a vehicle like that, it feels a little bit ominous. I know that the military is important, but at first, you know, it's a bit surreal to see that kind of vehicle on the city street.
Indeed.
Oh, I love that breeze, Paul.
Oh, that breeze is lovely. Keeping us cool here in Long Beach. Many voices, one spirit, Long Beach Pride.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Make a sound. 2 a.m. now, gotta keep it down. Don't wait around for us now. Give me some vibe, I ain't talking now.
These next folks are from the AIDS food store, and they provided food to people with food insecurity, those infected or affected by HIV/AIDS, and the LGBTQ community in the greater Long Beach area for 37 years. In 1985, a group from Christ Chapel, Long Beach came together to address the issue of hunger. AFS established and commit with no one in Long Beach living with HIV/AIDS would ever be without food, love, and support.
Look how stunning this flag is, Paul.
Isn't that gorgeous?
I'm going to do some sky cam for our audience on this one.
Beautiful. Oh my goodness. Reminds me of the quilt.
It is.
The quilt was started in the early 80s to memorialize those who we had lost due to the AIDS epidemic. But what I'm enjoying with this that we're seeing in front of us, Nicholas, is the inclusion of the trans community. Oh. Behind them is Grunion Swim. The Long Beach Grunions are a fun, high-energy United States Masters swim team. Promoting diversity and inclusion. They offer a supportive swim environment with helpful coaches and workouts for swimmers of all levels. The Grunions were formed 25 years ago and are one of the largest LGBTQ teams in the nation with over 100 members, participating in both national and international competitions. Once again, this is the Grunions with U.S. Masters Swimming. Indeed, we can see them coming down the street now. Adriana's Insurance. And Adriana's Insurance has been part of the fabric of California for 30 years. With more than 40 offices throughout Southern California, they're ready to help their clients with a variety of insurance work. They're proud to participate with us here at Long Beach Annual Pride. Beautiful. Look at that rainbow fringe. Indeed, happy. Hey, it's good to see you. Oh, a big hug. Lovely. Thanks for being here. Gorgeous. Oh, Adriana's is getting down for us. Shaking it. Owning it. Slaying it. Adriana's serving us insurance.
That's quite the truck. Next up.
Coming up now, the Capital Group. The Capital Group's mission is to improve people's lives throughout successful investing. They help their investors fulfill their dreams and realize their long-term financial goals. CG Pride is a community of LGBTQ associates. They support Long Beach Pride. Coming. It's just the episode. Oh my goodness, look at this riot of pink coming toward us.
I think they're singing live there too.
She might be.
Oh, it's Jennifer Corday.
Yes, indeed. Jennifer Corday is a local Long Beach lesbian and is thrilled to participate this year in her new Jeep and mobile music machine. These little angels are riding the pink cloud, where you are welcome to live your life out loud. She's towing a U-Haul in regular lesbian fashion with the Corday crew. Jump on the pink cloud and follow these ladies all the way.
Hold on tight, babe. Your new crown. You're a queen now. So welcome to paradise. Welcome to living your life out loud. Living your life out loud. Out loud. That's right.
Coming toward us, Target. Target is here to support. This is District 263. They're supporting all of their team members celebrating today's event. Thank you, Target. Oh, his little dog's tired. He's carrying him. It is quite a trek down Ocean Boulevard here. It starts at Redondo, which is a good, I would say, 2 to 3 miles from here to come down, maybe 5 even. It's almost in Belmont Shore. Ocean Boulevard does come down the shoreline to Alamitos, where you can take Shoreline Village down to the festival.
Paul Jacek, the man in the know about Long Beach.
Treat people with kindness. Catalyst Cares. Catalyst Cares is a community outreach of the Catalyst Cannabis Company. They work and support nonprofits and organizations and community events. Behind them, the Arts Council for Long Beach. It's the steward of diverse and thriving arts community here in Long Beach, founded in 1976 to nurture, cultivate, and inspire local artists. Today, they ensure established artists are supported, new artists are discovered. They are unique in their advocacy for the artists who enrich the quality of our lives and their singular focus on making Long Beach a place that benefits from universal access to the arts. This is the City of Long Beach Animal Care Services.
Adoption wagon. That's their
The
adoption
SPCA.
wagon. WAGGIN.
Indeed. SPCA LA, Friends for Life. The Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, Los Angeles.
Oh, yes. There's a drone above us right now. And someone's asked, what time does this finish? I think
The
we're over halfway.
Ghostbusters.
There's a drone there. That's the Ghostbuster mobile.
SPC LA and the City of Long Beach have a long partnership. In the 1990s, the City of Long Beach approached SPC LA to build a new shelter and a partner for the well-known and the well-being of local animals. They're located in El Dorado Park. They have found homes for over 40,000 animals.
So this is a bit, let me check my shot here. I think that this is fascinating, that the parade isn't over, but everyone's taking a parade break in the middle of the street.
Sure.
I've never seen that at a pride parade.
Well, and they will probably...
there's quite a bit more. Yeah. No, that's okay. Come talk to us. Come talk to us.
Come on camera.
Come talk to us. We have time to go. You have time to go? Yeah. Come on. What is your name?
I'm Barrow.
And do you live here in Long Beach?
I do. And I moved here just before COVID, and I was trapped in my condo for 2 years. But so I'm out and about having a good old time.
With friends?
With friends, yeah. I'm loving it.
Where did you move here from?
Torrance, actually.
Oh, so not too far away.
No, not too far at all.
And did you grow up in Southern California?
I did. I grew up in the South Bay.
And are you a member of the community or an ally?
I'm a member.
Okay, fantastic. And did you grow up in a supportive environment?
No, I did not.
So you had to escape and discover yourself.
I did, and it was hard, I'll be honest. But it's okay now. But it was difficult. And I'm a teacher, so I see some of my students going through the same things I did.
Yes.
And I think that's tragic, that in 2022, kids are still struggling the way I did.
Well, and then you have places like Florida where they passed these draconian laws around don't say gay. And you may be not old enough to know that there was a huge initiative in the state of California to get LGBT school teachers fired. And that's
I wasn't old enough then.
I want to say that was the Briggs Initiative.
Yes.
The Briggs Initiative. They wanted to get teachers fired.
We have grown since then, thank God.
We have. I mean, I'm happy living in California.
Well, I
wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
I appreciate your willingness to talk to us and for your service as a teacher.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so
much.
much.
Bye,
Bye, Varro.
So, you guys want to be interviewed? Oh, you look so cute. Okay.
We don't want to be interviewed, but we want to look like that. All right.
Yes, they want to be noticed, just not interviewed. You know, is it the end of the parade? How much more do we have in the script?
The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, the Freedom Band of Los Angeles.
Well, according to our script, there's a lot more parade left. I don't think that the crowd here knows that there's a lot more parade left because of the way that, because everyone is now they've poured into the street and they are leaving
this is sort of the
area.
7th inch stretch of a parade.
Yeah. I need to cover my
phone.
My
Yes,
phone.
indeed. The camera for us.
Yes. Well, we're close enough. I think it will still be on camera. Let me just make sure you look good, and that I'm not towering over you. All right, that's step right in. I think we're good there. Yeah, no, step right in. Just that way we can
go.
shaded. Yeah. That's
that's nice. Thank you.
I just wanted to double check that that's going to work.
A little technical, indeed.
We'll both be in extreme close-up, but we'll both be in the shade. There. So we're we're now all three under my umbrella.
Well, it's, this is such a big event. As we've mentioned a few times before, it has grown so much since the early days. It is inclusive. We're seeing lots and lots of full families. We're seeing a lot of children in strollers, which you used to never see. And once again, I'm not seeing a whole lot of other like adverse picketing or anything at this end of the parade. If it's happening, it must be at the other end, if it's happening at all.
Yeah, we don't know of any protests. I have experienced no negative vibes here today. Would you like to be interviewed? Hi, step right up over here.
Right in front of the camera, right here.
So, you look fabulous. What's your name?
I'm Jacob from LA area.
And what inspired you to be here today?
I support LGBTs and I go all the prides all the time. West Hollywood, San Diego, Long Beach, San Francisco, anywhere I go. I support them. New York, everywhere I go. I love pride.
So you're literally traveling all the time and going to pride festivals. How many pride festivals will you hit this season?
Right now it's in the corona, so I haven't been Long Beach for about 2 years here now.
Okay, and what does pride mean to you?
It's about LGBTs, gays, lesbians. I love all them. Bisexuals.
And are you an ally or a member of the community?
I'm a member of the community.
Fantastic. And I love your outfit.
Thank you, Pride. I love Pride.
Well, thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day.
You too. God bless you guys. I love Pride. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Quite a fashion show here.
Indeed.
At Pride. And Paul is researching the script.
I am. I'm having a glance here. We have about another 35 to 36, according to the script, contingents to come.
I'm not sure we'll be able to last that long on our battery power with this type of break.
I think they are coming.
Oh, I see them.
Yeah.
So we just have some time to fill.
Indeed.
Let me just double check our shot. Step up a little closer. That way. Okay. We're going to be in an extreme close-up.
Cool.
But we're both going to be shaded, and the phone is going to be shaded, so it doesn't overheat. And I've had all of my vaccinations and boosters, and I have had COVID once, maybe twice.
I'm vaccinated and double vaccinated and boosted, so I've had all of my shots. I didn't get distemper this time, but that's a joke.
Cats get distemper, right?
Cats.
Yeah.
Dogs can get distemper
Okay.
too. I'm just fussy naturally, so it's not really an excuse for vaccination. What is kind of interesting is I look around this neighborhood that is familiar to me and the different changes that have gone through the years. I'm at that wonderful point in my life where my activism, I can see the fruits of it. It's pretty incredible. And you can participate at whatever level. Not everybody could do what we've done, to step out as out and proud as we have been for years. Some people, it was just enough to let a few people know in their family, or it was just enough for them to let a few people know at work.
I had the privilege of serving on staff for the first ever National Coming Out Day in 1988. And the whole motto of National Coming Out Day is take your next step. And the original day was planned and fueled by a collaboration between National Gay Rights Advocates and The Experience, which was a transformational seminar that was founded by David Goodstein, who founded The Advocate magazine, and Rob Eichberg. And then Jean O'Leary, who was famous for having been a lesbian nun and became quite the activist. She was the head of NGRA, National Gay Rights Advocates. And the year that the National Coming Out Day was conceived, months before, there was something called the War Conference, in which they brought about 100 activists from around the country to a conference, and they were asked about what was their priority, what did they think needed to be happen. And one of the things that they decided on was to create National Coming Out Day. It happened for the first time October 11, 1988. We reached 25 million people that year. And I can say that because we were featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show that day, that year. And at the time, she had an audience of that many people.
At least, yes.
Yeah, so that was some history for you while we filled some time. And what's coming up next, Paul?
Well, let me have a glance here. It's looking like the Ghostbusters, once again with their amazing equipment on top. I can see their insignia on the side there. This is OC Ghostbusters Echo 1. This is Star Car Central. This group is involved in charity work throughout Southern California, including the Susan G. Komen Foundation and Ronald McDonald House. They are joined, there's Herbie, the Pizza Planet truck, the Jurassic Park motor pool. Everybody loves classic cars. The model is from the 2005 Disney movie Herbie Fully Loaded, starring Lindsay Lohan, Michael Keaton, Brecklin Mayer, Justin Long, and Matt Dillon. The Pizza Planet delivery truck was from Toy Story. This was quite a massive parade, where they were showing us the step-off plane. With all that we've seen pass us, trying to just put it up that one small street to be able to turn the corner and come down Ocean Boulevard, that may be one of the reasons for the gaps that we're seeing. We're literally seeing hundreds of people. It's a little bit like herding cats, trying to get people all in one spot.
Hey, Paul.
So, yes.
When you and I were under the umbrella, Rock commented, "That's the only shade we need from you guys."
Oh my goodness, thanks, Rock. The only shade needed. A staple, and these folks have been tireless in their charity work to this community. I am very excited to tell you that's coming up right behind me, the Los Angeles Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. This is Order of the 21st Century Nuns, dedicated to the promulgation of universal JOH and the expiation of stigmatic guilt. Their ministry is one of public manifestation and habitual perpetuation. Simply put, they make people happy, stamp out guilt brought on by judgmental society, and help various organizations and charities. Thank goodness for the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence.
Fantastic. And
they were established in 1995.
Jorge and Jerry are watching from Long Beach, and they say hello.
Hello, Jorge. Hello, Jerry.
The Los Angeles Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, established in 1995.
Thank you so much, guys. Happy Pride. Oh, the sisters are looking great today on this beautiful. Thank you, sisters. My goodness. Looking fierce.
And we have a marching band coming up, too. You gotta love a marching band, Paul.
Indeed. This is the Gay Freedom Band of Los Angeles. They're coming toward us, a marching band. Founded in 1978, the Gay Freedom Band of Los Angeles is one of the oldest LGBTQ concert bands in the world. Originally named the Great American Yankee Freedom Band of Los Angeles, the group was created to promote visibility of the LGBT community and provide entertainment at Pride celebrations. The scope of this band has since expanded, now focusing on providing a positive environment for everyone, enriching the community through music, and setting the example of acceptance and camaraderie among all people. Throughout its 40-year history, the Gay Freedom Band has witnessed much of the important milestones in gay history under the direction of Leonard Dootson and Jody Gladstone. They are proud to once again march in the Long Beach Pride Parade.
Absolutely too much gay.
Never too much. Happy Robert. How are you? Happy Pride. Good to see you. Hi, hello, guys. Hi. Thank you for being here. Beautifully done. It's fun when you get to see friends of yours here actually in the parade. Another group that has been tireless in their support of the community. Coming toward us is Bienestar. It's the community-based social services organization that has 6 centers that serve the greater Los Angeles area, including one here in Long Beach. They're focused on identifying and addressing emerging health issues faced by Latina and LGBTQ plus populations. Bienestar reaches these unique populations through innovative and compassionate peer-to-peer modeling that is 100% culturally relevant to the communities they serve. All of their services from Bienestar are offered for free. Yes, indeed.
Gracias por amigos. Gracias.
Oh my goodness, look at the wings, Nicholas. Yes, indeed, Bienestar. Coming right behind Bienestar is Long Beach Health and Human Services. Their mission is to provide quality of life by promoting safe and healthy community in which to live. Long Beach is one of only 3 city-run health departments in California, allowing for better engagement for its people and neighborhoods. Thank you so much for your tireless effort here at Long Beach Health and Human Services.
It takes a commitment to walk in a parade,
It
Paul.
does. This is outreach, longbeach.gov, the homelessness. This homelessness situation for the world is difficult, and they will also work tirelessly to help here in Long Beach. This is Bark Bark. They've been part of the community for over 15 years with 2 local locations. We all know how much dogs mean to us and why it's important for them to be happy and healthy. They're full service and have everything from doggy daycare to local services for your pup. They do offer training and grooming at Bark Bark. Dogs do make life better. Behind them, Orange County's Renegade Roller Derby team. Yes, indeed. From Orange County. The Renegade League, the Outlaws as they're known, play with no rules. Well, roller derby is what brought them together. It's the skate community that brings them. Skating with the group today is the Junior Roller Derby team of Long Beach. Each group accepts skaters of all levels. Become a fan of skating by giving them each a follow at Outlaw RRG, LBG Roller Derby, and at Skate 8 Friends.
One car just passed another, so they might be out of order now. Hey, happy Pride.
This is the Long Beach Unified School District, widely known for innovation, academic rigor, and educator professional development. A dedicated team of thousands of employees committed to building upon each of the school's successes. Long Beach Unified School District educates nearly 68,000 students each year from preschool to high school on 85 campuses located throughout Long Beach, Lakewood, Signal Hill, and Catalina Island. This group is led by the Board of Education, Juan Benitez, President Megan Kerr, the Vice President Diana Craighead, Board Member Eric Miller, Board Member Douglas Otto, Board Member. With the Superintendent of Schools is Jill A. Baker.
Good. Yeah. Let's see that. Hey. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Hey. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Midnight Insanity is a shadow cast of the Rocky Horror Picture Show and currently have monthly performances at the Long Beach Art Theater. The cast dresses up in costumes that are as close to the screen accurate possible and uses props and audience participation to bring this campy cult classic to life. And they always appreciate when you dress up with them. They hope to see you at a show soon, or better yet, join the cast. Visit midnightinsanity.org for details. This is the West Hollywood Elite Cheer and Entertainment. These cheerleaders are an all-volunteer nonprofit association. They use entertainment as a platform for both inside and outside of the LGBTQ community. The D.D. Hirsch Mental Health Services provide free mental health, substance abuse, disorder, and suicide prevention services since 1942. Mental health isn't important for all of us, and we navigate throughout these amazing times. D.D. Hirsch is honored to show up and stand with the LGBTQ communities in the Long Beach Pride Parade. Right behind them, YMAN is the Youth Mentoring Action Network. It's a youth power building organization founded in 2007 of the principles of youth centrism. YMAN's decision-making services and outcomes center power and revolve around youth's voices. Their key focus includes QU TIE, Queer and Trans in the Inland Empire, a support community for queer and trans-identified youth in the Inland Empire to obtain resources, community visibility, and engage in activism.
Just want to say, June, thank you for the camera tip. The reason I'm panning the camera the way I am is because the contingents walk right past to me, and that way I can get a closer shot of many of them.
U-Haulers, a lesbian podcast, is the brainchild of Lloyd Dean Pulsifer and Heidi Post. It was born during one night of fun during quarantine and is the blueprint of the current show after they emerged. They are proud to be able to participate in this year's Long Beach Pride Festival.
That's very cute. I wonder if they're going to have any trademark problems.
I don't know. U-Haulers, a lesbian podcast.
I love all the rainbow flags.
Aren't they gorgeous? The U-Haulers podcast.
Hey. Nice Jeep.
Gay 1, Gay 2. This is San Lucas. It's an all-inclusive, welcoming Episcopal church located on the corner of Atlantic and 7th. They are a community of love and acceptance in a world of fear and strife. They would like to welcome you to all stop by on Sunday mornings and experience God's love. Services are held in English, both at 8 and 10 a.m., and Spanish at 12:30. Right behind them, The Long Beach Christian Fellowship has been in the city of Long Beach since 1983. Community is the LGBTQ plus group at LBCF and is home to all sexual and gender identities. Being the Church, Long Beach, the Methodist Churches of Long Beach. They offer mobile ministries and the homeless neighbors, yoga in the park, summer day camps, and spirit pub gatherings. They're honored to be able to donate proceeds to the youth services at the LGBTQ Center of Long Beach. These are the Methodist Churches of Long Beach. The First Congregational Church of Long Beach follows them and is an open and affirming church, providing love and acceptance to the LGBTQ community for decades. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
We love all of God's children, straight but not narrow. Lovely. Open minds, open hearts. Remember Stonewall. Yes, sir. Indeed. Jesus didn't turn people away, and neither do we. This is the First Congregational Church of Long Beach. The Glory Center is an inclusive church located in Bellflower, California, and is led by Senior Pastor Sandra Turnbull. They are dedicated to igniting the world with the love of Christ. The Glory Center holds services Sunday at 10 a.m. and online Bible studies via Zoom throughout the week. The Glory Center.
So I'm getting my low battery signal and I can charge the phone, but what's going to happen is we'll lose the use of these fantastic microphones. So by virtue of the need to keep the show going, that's what we're going to do. We're going to stop using the microphones because that's our only option, because I need to unplug the microphones to plug in the battery. So bear with us.
We're going to take a moment and we are going to adjust our sound. Right behind them, the Catholic Ministry with Lesbian and Gay Persons is celebrating 37 years of support to the LGBT community and their families. St. Matthew's Parish, Long Beach, was the first church to respond to the needs of the community and is now one of the many parishes throughout the Archdiocese of Los Angeles. This is the Lesbian and Gay Ministry of St. Matthew's Catholic Church here in Long Beach. Behind them, Namaste Center for Spiritual Living. Since 1999, the Namaste Center for Spiritual Living has been a spiritual home, classroom, and sanctuary for those that safely choose their own pathway. They honor all paths that lead to joy, peace, and love. Over the past 2 years, Namaste has paraded through the streets to honor both the LGBT community and their amazing healthcare workers through Love Wins Parade.
Have to stand really close to this. So we've switched out our microphones, and I just want to know if you're watching right now, do you hear us? And Paul, if you would stand right here and just speak right into that spot here. When you're reading,
be more than happy to.
And when you're reading, and then tell us if you can hear Paul. Go ahead and say something.
Oh, I'm just checking in with our sound level here. If we can see. Yes, indeed, I see where to speak.
Okay,
yes,
so
indeed.
Please let us know if you can hear us.
Coming up now is the South Coast Chorale, the LGBT chorus of Long Beach. Their mission is to create an environment of belonging and entertaining, educating, and connecting through music.
There is no headset that we're using. We had to turn off our wireless microphones, plug in a power source to the phone, so we're just using the built-in microphone on the phone.
You're now looking at the LGBTQ Center for Long Beach. It's the advocacy for LGBTQ people. Founded in 1977, they were officially incorporated in Long Beach in 1980 and have provided a variety of health, social, and advocacy in the greater Long Beach area.
They say they hear you just as good from that location.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. A little Sylvester, God bless him.
Long Beach LGBTQ plus Chamber of Commerce. Advocating for you. Oh my gosh. It's a service horse.
Oh, look how beautiful. This is Dignity Health, the care program at Dignity Health St. Mary's Medical Center. It's the oldest and largest provider of HIV medical and social services. Founded in 1986 by an emergency room social worker, CARE has grown to become a nationally recognized program that offers services to over 2,000 residents of Long Beach in the South Bay. Services include PrEP, PEP, STI testing, behavioral health, dental, and food assistance. CARE is proud to serve this community by affirming professional and culturally competent manner without regard to your ability to pay.
And my friend Carolyn Caldwell is the CEO of Dignity Health.
Oh my goodness. The CARE Clinic.
Well, I'm grateful they can still hear us, Paul.
Yes, indeed. Because we have lots more to show you.
And now we can be very shaded. Even you can now be in the shade.
Right behind them with the black banner there is Cheer LA. Now, I am a former cheerleader myself. So Cheer LA was originally conceived to provide philanthropic outlet for adult men and women interested in the sport of cheerleading. Cheer LA, along with the other community-based cheerleading organizations, serve the community through dynamic cheer, dance, and stunt performances. They are raising money for CARE right here in Long Beach.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and a 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get to it. All right. Those are amazing. So we stay in our red chair bucket for the Cheer Center of Long Beach. Help us out, everyone. Your donation matters.
Okay, people, we're back. So, what happened is we got knocked off my phone because it overheated, but the broadcast keeps going on StreamYard. So I can't end the broadcast without logging back into StreamYard. So that's what was going on. And if you waited those 5 minutes or whatever it was, that's exactly what happened. So, what are your concluding thoughts about today?
Well, I'm just so honored and glad that I got an opportunity to do this, to watch the inclusion and watch the enormous response to Pride here. It was really a wonderful day. Thank you, Nicholas.
Well, thank you, and I want to thank all of my viewers who watched and interacted, and I also want to thank the PromoHomo.TV superstars and the sponsors who make this show possible. I'll thank them right now in the closing credits sequence. So, from Long Beach Pride, I'm Nicholas Snow
And I'm Paul Jacek.
and thank you for watching. See you next time.
In a safe place, I got room to breathe. Been a long chase, but at last